It's me again, international best-selling author. If you understand, you understand. If you understand the reference, you understand the reference. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't understand the reference, go on TikTok and search up. It's me again. You'll figure it out. Anyways, so this video was requested by Ricardo Torta. He said, "I find it inspiring for starting my own database. I would really like a full video if possible." So Ricardo Torta, here is your video. And then Tika Masala right here said, "Yo bro, this is so genuine, I love it. Could you drop a link to that Notion journal, please?" Heart emoji, red heart emoji. However, I had an issue in my Notion that does not allow me to share templates, unfortunately. So instead, I'm going to show you how to do everything yourself pertaining to the database and the Notion journal. It's very, very simple. So here's the tutorial on how to start your own database, I guess. The backtesting is super simple. You guys know that. However, let's get into all this like more simple stuff, I guess. So you're going to open Notion. Once you open Notion, add a new page. Right here, you can put data collection. And once you do that, click this blank space below it, arrow right here. Scroll down until you see gallery view. If you want the exact same template as mine, or exact same style as mine, layout, I don't know what I'm saying, then follow along. You could also experiment yourself, throw some stuff in, disclude certain things that you don't want. But gallery view, we are going to also use table, and we will also use chart. This is how you'll be able to see your win rate, certain confluence percentages, all that fun stuff. This is all you need. If you want to go in and add more stuff like calendar, board, I don't know what that is, or whatever you want to add, then you could do that too. So this is as simple as it is. If you look at mine, it's literally just how I like to have it. Keep it simple, track your data, get your analytics, refine your trading. That's all it's meant to be for. Obviously, it'll look filled out once you begin to, fill it out. And then I'll show you how to use all this. So going back to the data collection, let's start a new page. This is where we can create a template for this page. I personally wouldn't name your titles, name your pages unless you want to. The reason is because for me, within my back testing, I like to label the date, and if you have a template title for your page, then it'll copy paste that to each one. I'll show you an example. Test 1. Or create template. Test 1. And then we go here, new, and then, you can if you want to. I personally wouldn't add a title. So let's create it together. We're not going to add any title. Property, you can add whatever property you want. Pertaining to your trading, this is what I would add. I should probably, if I could duplicate Notion on the second tab, I would, because I'm just going to add everything I have. So we're first going to add, not select, sorry, delete property. We're going to add multi-select if you take multiple trades in a day. Win/loss, pretty simple. If you guys want, you can literally just copy all this. If you like, add your own confluences. So we're going to have win-loss, model, confluences, news, risk-reward, order type, trade confidence if you want to, or you don't need to. I personally needed to, so I added it. Trade description, obviously, is where you journal your trade. Cause of loss, trade doubt. So I'm gonna try to remember all of that. Win-loss. We have RR. Okay, I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna come back. So, okay, the recording didn't pause. Now I'm gonna pause. Okay, we are back. I copied everything down so it'll look messy originally. Now you can pick and choose what you want, and you can also add your own. I added my own. When a friend of mine showed me his, I added order type, trade confidence, trade doubt, risk reward, more trade description. I added a bunch of stuff. So add whatever you want to add whatever is important to you, and remove what isn't important to you. So we're going to start off right here. We could, if tags is still here, you could delete tags. And if you want to reorganize this to make it look a little bit nicer, when lost at the top, then you could do model confluences. I would move cause of loss and trade out doubt to the bottom, and trade confidence, order type, or I would do news, order type, or risk reward, order type. You don't need order type if you only execute on one specific order type. You know, for example, if you only ever use market orders, no need for this. However, if you do utilize both, or you want to see, hey, how are my analytics with market orders compared to limit orders, I would include this because that will be useful for future refinement pertaining to your model. So now you can literally just go in and do win and loss. If you want to change the colors, pretty simple, just go here, green. Model, right, whatever models you guys use. So for example, let's say liquidity sweep, fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, I don't know, break a structure, I guess. There you have a model. You can include multiple. However, here's one really good thing about doing this. If you struggle with inconsistency and lack of clarity, by you continuing to include your model whenever you execute, you'll begin to see, okay, whether or not you actually execute on one model or 30 different models. If I utilize my own data for personal reference right here, you can see at the time I utilized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different models, and I had no idea until I started to journal what model I was utilizing and really go in and refine and say, hey, what model is performing the best? I didn't have that clarity within my trading, but now I do. So doing so, if you only execute on, or if you struggle with lack of clarity, will help you to start developing clarity. And I guess I can also show you guys how to do that too, how to filter out, but I guess I'll make a full video on this. Is probably like 20 minutes, which is fine as long as it helps you guys. But for example, let's say you have two specific models, liquidity sweep inverse, and then we'll just do SMT, or we'll just do my model, right? Liquidity sweep, SMT, change state delivery, right? These are your only two models you execute upon. Cool. Confluences, whatever confluences you use, SMT, change state delivery, inverse fair value gap, internal liquidity, external, breaker blocks, order blocks, mitigation blocks, equilibrium, any confluences you utilize for your trading you put here. News data, literally whatever news data was on the day, and eventually you'll continue to fill it out and you'll have a bunch. You'll literally have all of the news right here. You know, you'll have everything eventually. And for risk reward, anybody curious, I do have a static option, so it only allows me to put one thing. So for example, if I can't put multiple like I can here, and that's because I chose to keep it that way. Really, you can have this on multiple confluence or multiple thingy mabob if you want. However, I just keep it static, and I have 1R, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5 R. You could do that too, you don't need to. And for anybody curious, this is a, let me show you. This is a multi-select, multi-select, multi-select. This is simply a select right here. Select, this is a text, edit property, text, multi-select, multi-select. So there you go. So we'll fill this out. SMT, news. I accidentally paused the recording. I think when I don't know what I pressed, but I accidentally paused it. And then trade description, pretty simple. Journal your trade. Journal the trade idea, whatever stood out to you. Journal it as it were a normal trade. Trade confidence, I only have 3. I have not confident, semi-confident, and then I have confident, right? Help you get a gauge on, hey, you know, why was I confident with this specific trade? When you go in and you look at the trade description, you'll begin to have an understanding. Trade out, you could put whatever occurs to you within the moment. For me, I found, originally when I was understanding my model, hey, I didn't know, but it is a great model in order to catch reversals. So whenever I would take a reversal trade, I would be nervous too, or I'd have lack of confidence in it, for better word. And I would put that as my trade doubt. Hey, I have a doubt. I'm not as confident within this trade. Why? Because I'm looking to catch a reversal, and I'd put that. If you guys want to see mine, I'll show you cause of loss too. You guys can literally just copy mine entirely. So cause of loss, timing, incorrect timing, higher time frame retracement before expansion, meaning price action was looking to make a deeper retracement. This is obviously after the trade is over. When you skip to the next trading day and you're able to look at, hey, what happened? Opposing PD array, incorrect bias, traded against higher time frame. I wasn't patient enough. No clear draw on liquidity, traded against higher time frame liquidity sweep. Low confidence, low probability trade, low probability price action, and then trade doubts. I have opposing medium time frame for value gap, reversal, potential incorrect bias, meaning, hey, I'm executing upon this trade, but I think my bias may be incorrect. Obviously, that's what it means. Opposing higher time frame for value gap, whatever doubt comes to your mind, but this list can be as large as you like, because this will help begin to give you clarity and understanding. Like for me, it used to heavily be reversal. Now, very, very, very rarely, if not ever, is reversal. Why? Because I understand, as I continue to backtest and continue to collect data, I began to understand, hey, what my model was good for, and that doubt and lack of confidence pertaining to reversal executions went away. And that's the best thing about, I guess, collecting data. So going back here, that's all of that. Now, down here, this is important because you guys see that I like to include images. If we go back to mine one more time, I include images. Now, some people only include 1 minute and 5 minutes. Some people only include 1 to 2 time frames. Me personally, I like to include everything because when I trade, I look at, every time frame, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, hourly, and 4 hour daily. So I like to see, hey, what was happening on these time frames that led to the highest probability price action or highest probability execution upon the lower time frames within price action, right? If I want to make it sound fancy, there you go. So I like to include all time frames. I do before and after on the 1 minute, and then I just put 5 minute, 15, hourly, 4 hour daily, and that is after the trade is concluded. But I will always put the before and after image on the execution time frame, I guess. And I'll show you guys how I do that, how I split it for anybody curious. Very, very simple. Oops, not that. We're going to go here and press below here. Once you do this is going to be a little bit tedious, but you only got to do it one time because you can make a template out of this. So you're going to scroll down until you see 2 columns. Now you have 2 separate columns. You could put image here, and then before image 1 minute. And for anybody curious, now that I have the pausing feature, I keep accidentally pausing. I keep pressing my keybinds. But if you guys missed out on what I said, I do this. I literally just did this multiple times. So I used the 2 columns, image here, one or time frame here, and I did that over and over and over again. So I'll do it again. 2 columns. I can't find it. Anyways, you guys get the picture. For clear understanding, we're gonna go back here. Literally two columns here, 2 columns here, 2 columns here, 2 columns here. However many time frames you want to include, that's up to you. And based upon that is how many columns you'll use. For me, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think something like that. 7, I'm pretty sure. And then you could just paste your image for each time frame. There you go. Now what else? We are not yet done because there's a little bit more. Let me look here. I forgot what I was gonna say in specific, so we're just gonna wing it. However, I'm gonna show you guys next step, when you do collect data, because I don't need to show you guys how to collect data, I already showed you guys how to backtest, how to do all that, and literally the template right here for you guys to create your own. However, here's how I go in and refine my trading. Really, I utilize ChatGPT. Very, very simple. I'll show you guys that right here. You don't need a specific prompt. I have one with a specific prompt. That is very, very helpful. But if my ChatGPT will load, it's probably loading everything. Oh my gosh. Now my computer is lagging. Okay. We'll use a new prompt. Let's start a new chat. Okay. So we got ChatGPT right here. Mine's is called Strategic Success Coaching. Put in a prompt a while back. It's been very, very helpful. However, if you don't have a prompt, that's fine. Just talk ChatGPT normally. So once you do start collecting data, your table will look like this. So we're no longer gonna look here primarily because, well, there's nothing here. I want to show you guys my actual one so we can utilize that for reference. Oh, one last thing. If you want to see how I have all this, like win, loss, fed speech, like all this out in front, I'll show you how to do that real quick. If you want to do that, go here, edit property. What was it? It was edit property. I forgot. Edit property. Win, loss. Okay, well, let me pause and figure out how to do this again. Oh my gosh, I sat here for 5 minutes or something, almost 10 minutes, trying to figure out how to do this going back. I felt so stupid. Okay, anyways, I'm so happy I learned how to pause on OBS. So you go right here, click these 3 dots next to new, property shown, and then you could put what you want to see. For me personally, I like to see whether or not if it was a win or loss. I don't do trade description because that'll be too much if you write a lot. I like to see risk reward. Confidence, sure, you can throw that too. Confluences and model and news if you want. You include whatever you want to do, but that's just how you do it. And then you can have the image there too. You guys can figure out how to do that. I mean, if you, okay, by that I mean like if you copy paste the image there, it'll do it, put it automatically. You guys see what I wrote right there. Anyways, there you go. We fine with that. Okay, cool. I showed you guys everything now. Finally, we could get to the data stuff. This is more so important, how to really refine it. Very, very simple though. So when you do go to ChatGPT, ignore the stuff I have here. English work assistance. I needed help. And I wrote this to my friend. This is what I sent to him. Okay. And okay. He knew it was AI right away. So as we were saying, go new chat and say, hey AI, I need you to review my trading analytics. Say whatever you want, but you know, whatever. Frequency, whatever, cool. You will get this on the fly too. So once you do start having data, go to your table, and this is how you really maximize the utilization of your table. Select whatever model you're looking to refine, because if you have multiple models, then your analytics will combine all of it together. So if you really want to see the best probability model out of all of them, this is how I ended up graying out all of these by literally filtering each one. I went in and put the analytics of each one, each trade, everything. So let's go right here, for example, liquidity sweep, SMT, micro change state delivery, count 21. That should be all the trades with this. So let's do the old fashioned way. 1 win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we had 16 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 losses. And go back to ChatGPT. With this, I have a model that utilizes SMT. For this example, we'll just put change state delivery and liquidity. It has 16 wins with 10 losses. What is the current win rate? And then bam, so right now my win rate is 61.54, and it says literally if you share more details if you want to continue to refine the model. Dang, this should be a whole video in itself, I'm not gonna lie. Because how I went in and refined everything is actually super important. Whatever, I'll try to include it in this video. So now you have the win rate of your current model, and if you lack clarity, end up finding you execute on multiple models, I would recommend beginning to filter out. This is what AI did for me. It filtered out everything below 50%. So any model that doesn't have a higher win rate than 50%, it would filter it out. But if it did have a higher win rate than 50%, then it would keep it to the side potentially in order for us to utilize it going forward or refine it going forward and see how we can further improve upon it. But my highest, when I did this activity, my highest win rate models at the time before I included micro change state delivery was this one and this one. It had around 60%, 65% win rate. And now, note that I haven't even included the average risk reward. The average risk reward is 1 to 2 R. I can tell it that as well. Tell it the news data, the confluences. This is very important. If you utilize multiple confluences and you want to see, hey, which confluence works the best, just filter by confluences. Hey, okay, I found that I want to see whether or not what's my win rate pertaining to when I see price action retrace for a higher time frame for value gap retracement, right? Now we can see right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5. So I don't know if I'm doing the math, like 60% win rate. Yikes, I don't know. But let's tell it that. I guess that's why we're doing this. For the specific confluence, and this is exactly what I do, by the way, guys. So for anybody saying like, oh, this isn't where you actually, I'm showing you guys everything I actually do. Like in my free time, when I go in and refine my model, I don't utilize AI any other, different way, telling it secret words and secret. I literally just tell it exactly this, tell it my confluences, because I like to get the win rate on certain confluences so then I can see what to utilize further, right? And then that's how you start to create higher probability setups. You guys get what I mean? You can't have higher probability setups if you don't know what creates the highest probability setup. And then that allows you to, further allocate your risk on certain days, right? That's what people mean by highest probability setup. I risk more on higher probability setups. You have to know what confluences or whatever, within your data showcases that allows you to understand, hey, this is higher probability, not just we swept liquidity. That's not enough. Higher time frame for value gap retracement. I have 7 wins and 5 losses. What is the win rate? I can also include the average RR, which we will throw in 1 to 2, with an average RR of 1 to 2. Some people have it so it can calculate average RR. I don't have that, so but there you go, 58%. And then you can do this with every single confluence if you, oh my gosh, where's Notion? If you want to see what has the highest win rate. I haven't done this yet, me personally, but for the ones you utilize all the time for me for executions like change of state delivery, SMT, I won't ever check those because that's part of the model. But you 100% can. I wouldn't see the reason why if it's part of your model. It's a necessity, but we can utilize higher time frame. There you go. This is a perfect example. Higher time frame liquidity sweep. I have 100% win rate with it, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, and I have 100% win rate with it. Let's tell it. With another confluence, I have 6 wins and 100% win rate with an average RR of, this may be higher, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, never mind, it's still 1 to 2. 1 to 2. This is higher time frame liquidity, not liquidity. I spelled liquidity like liquidity, like not liquidity. Okay, sweet. Accidentally pause it again, but now we'll do one more and I'll show you guys literally live how I'm refining it. So I guess this is me refining my actual model with you guys. I don't know why I still have first percentage for rally gap. I only have one trade with this and it's not even in this model. But we could utilize external liquidity, internal liquidity, you know. Yeah, well, yeah, why not? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trades, 12 wins, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 losses. So tell AI that. The last confluence I have is internal liquidity. Internal liquidity. It has 12 wins and 9 losses with an average. We'll just do 1 and 2. I'm not trying to check it. Don't worry, I'll go and really take my time with when I refine my model too. And now, okay, here's the next step. So once you have multiple confluences, you would do this for every single confluence or every single model that lacks consistency. And then you would tell it, I want you to filter out between the models given in order to, we already know what it is, but determine, but when you have a bunch of data, you'll be able to get a gauge. It'll do it for you. Determine what the highest probability confluences are within my trading. Now you can also get creative by yourself too. You guys have brains. You guys are pretty smart, you know. So be creative with it. Ask it certain questions that you're curious about. Hey, how do I create the highest probability setup? The best thing is once you give it all the data, you can ask a simple question and it'll tell you everything to do. It'll tell you what your highest probability confluences are, how to best utilize your model, when to allocate your risk heavier, you know, how to take advantage of those high probability days, it literally will tell you everything. You just have to give it the data. You know, the reason why people get half mediocre answers is because they're not giving enough data. If you actually take the time, I've written essays to ChatGPT. I've spent hours on ChatGPT just giving it data and telling it to continue to keep up with all the data I'm giving it. But just by you simply doing so, it will literally do all the work for you pertaining to refining, and all you need to do is update the data and continue to collect more data. It's pretty simple. But then we scroll down to see what it said. Blah, blah, blah. Win rate, risk, reward. You guys can pause and read it if you want, but we'll go to filtering criteria. Highest win rate, blah, blah, blah. It says that. We already knew, right? But, for example, like I said, when you have a lot of data, it'll filter everything out for you. Conclusion. Highest probability confluence, higher time for liquidity, blah, blah, blah. Making the most reliable profit. If you want to maximize consistency, this is your go-to. Keep in mind simple sample size and potential market changes. Blah, 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 blah. Now, that doesn't mean just blindly taking the information. Oh, yes, I'll follow AI. You utilize it as a tool. You don't blindly follow what it says. If it recommends something, look into it, see if it, matches with your data. And if it does, go in and back test it and see, hey, how is this, being utilized, whatever the case is. And you could do this for literally everything. You could even niche down and go to the specific days where you're executing: Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday. That's where FX replay as a whole comes in. Actually having FX replay, because now you're utilizing multiple things. You have FX replay, and I'll go into that in a second. But you have ChatGPT, helping you refine your model as well as your own brain, because it's pretty simple. You just see what works, see what doesn't, remove what doesn't work. So for example, if we were trying to say, hey, what isn't working best, or what should I always focus on, we'd be like, I'm only focusing on higher time frame liquidity sweep. Forget everything else. You guys get what I mean, but I'm not going to do that because it's my model and I utilize internal liquidity. But in that example, If something had like less than a 50% win rate, get rid of it or refine it or get more data on it. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. So you have this, oh my gosh, your data in Notion, all of this. And you could do this for multiple models, multiple confluences, trade out, win loss, risk reward, anything you have here you can include. And then you can also utilize the chart for this too, which is really cool. You can, right now it's showing wins and losses, but if you wanted to show confluences, that's pretty cool. Now it can showcase all the confluences you utilize and what the majority of your trades will utilize. You can see, hey, how much data do I have on SMT? How much do I have on external or change state of delivery, external higher time frame for value gap retracement? What's this? Micro change state of delivery, internal liquidity. You can go and filter out and look at all of that, and it'll show you all the trades there. Well, that's how you could utilize the chart. At first, I thought it was pointless. I realized it's pretty cool, actually. Just mess around with it, go through the settings with it, but that is just a simple example of how you can utilize it. But for now, I like to keep it on win-loss. Okay, not that. Win rate. Wait, win-loss. Oh my gosh, I messed it up. I'll fix it later. But so now you have all the data here. Go in, play with it a bit. If you guys want me to make like another video on it, I guess I can, but just go have fun with that. But now, so you have data collecting there. You have data collecting with ChatGPT in order to refine your model. And now you have even more data here in FX Replay. So when you go to the Analytics tab, let's turn this off even though it's still in dark mode, it'll showcase even more data you can use to your advantage, such as, your actual graph, which we know. It'll showcase your raw average RR, and if you're copying your data from FX Replay onto Notion, it'll give you this certain things that you're missing. So it'll give you your average RR, it'll give you your max RR. I ignored this, I don't know what the heck this means. Your analytics, your current win rate. Now I want to address that. This was mixed in with when I had 8 different models. This isn't solely accurate to my current 2 models, so don't do that. But as you're refining along the way, you'll see the growth. As we'll see right now, you'll see your winners and losers, total winners, total losers, best win, average win, trade duration, max consecutive wins, average consecutive wins, buys, sells, cool, time. FX Replay will show all the specific stuff, but the calendar is on top of that too for the specific days, unless you want to add it in Notion. January, February, March, April, May. You can see in May is when I started to focus on one specific model, and we can actually show that perfect timing right here. You can see May I started to focus on SMT. Right here, I still was messing around with other models. I had one model here, I had a different model here, but in the middle of May is when I really locked into my model, and that data is representative on FX Replay as well. So June was the first month with my proper model, then July, then August, and then so on and so forth. And then you go in and see your most profitable days, and that's why I highly recommend paying for FX Replay, even though everybody likes to use the free trial, which is fine, but you're not able to keep all your data. That's the one issue. I would rather pay, because if you know how to utilize these tools, you can really, really utilize these tools. But if you don't, and you're kind of just paying and just messing around with your back testing, then you're wasting $35 a month. Don't do that. But if you're actually going to be serious about your back testing, pay for it. No, I don't have an affiliate link. FX Replay, please give me an affiliate code one day. But yeah, sorry. And then there you go. You could see by day, win rate, 61% win rate on Monday, 50, blah, 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 blah. And then that's everything. So now you guys know how to track your data. You know how to refine your data. You know how I've utilized ChatGPT in order to refine my data. I mean, I utilize ChatGPT so much, I can make a whole video about just ChatGPT and my trading. I can make a whole video about that. But maybe I'll make that in the future if you guys are curious. But you guys have all this. I showed you guys how to make it. I showed you guys how to utilize the table. I showed you guys how you can utilize your chart to see some cool stuff, and filter out data. I showed you guys, yeah, exactly that. How to filter out data, how to filter out models, how to filter out confluences, and yeah, how to set everything up. So that's everything. I need to go eat dinner, hit the rest of my macros, and yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Comment any other type of video you want to see, and that's all from me. Peace. Adios. Oh, I can go watch Bleach. Yeah, I earned it. I haven't watched Bleach in 2 days. Oh, 2 days. Oh.